It's February, and in England at this time of the year I would be going out walking looking for snowdrops. Snowdrops, which are one of the first flowers of the year, which are delightful little white things, and making the fact that they're white makes them a bit difficult to paint. But I'm just going to do a little clump here. I'm going to start off with a leaf, and I've mixed a goldy greeny colour, and I'm going to drop a bit more slightly different green on the other side of the leaf. The leaves are in a two-parter, as it were, with a seam down the middle. Just drop a bit more of the dark green into that as we go down, and we'll have another leaf coming up here, which we will curl over and add a bit more colour down that side. Okay, let's have the stem of the flower. It's a very delicate little flower, very delicate. I'm going to just drop some of the darker green up there. Try not to smudge that bit of leaf. Let's let it sort of seep down, and it comes to a bulbous little head. They come in lots of different varieties, of course, as most plants do. Let's just darken that off a little bit. And now for the petals, I'm actually got a very pale grey here, because we want something to show up against the white. So it's going to be a sort of a grey tinge just on the end. We'll just bleed that out. And they have these outer petals and a little trumpet arrangement inside. So I'm going to just wet my brush off and just soften that. The water isn't perfectly clean, but that's okay, because we can see the shape of the little petals, and inside is a trumpet arrangement with another petal arrangement inside, and this has a bit of green on it. They come sometimes as doubles with lots and lots of petals, and sometimes this bit is really frilly. It just depends on the variety. There's another petal at the back here, and let's just rinse that off, and we'll just have another one here, and see how happily, I'm very pleased how that has worked. Actually, let me zoom in on that for you. How the colour has gone to the edge and dried to the edge. So you can accentuate that a little bit if you like. I've used some whites with Payne's grey. Let's just let that drop in a little bit more while it's still damp, because it's very difficult to see this white petal against the white of the paper. Too strong? Don't worry, rinse your brush off and lift some out, and a little bit of shadow there, and a bit of the shadow on that petal behind, and then also we need some shadow of this is underneath those petals sticking out there. I don't like the way this has dried, so I'm just going to ease that out with a wet brush, and I'm going to adjust the colour as well. It's far too bright. I want something a bit sort of, I don't know, a bit bluer or something. Put a bit more colour on that, get the shape in. Put a bit of shadow on the hook there. In fact, let's use this as the dark of the stem. The stems are really quite straight, so it's a pity I went a bit wobbly there, but let's see if we can straighten it out a bit. No problem. And let's just darken off some of the leaf area. Now that's dried off, I can just go in and put a little bit of detail in if I want to. That really is a very chunky stem, so make note it should be slimmer than that. In fact, what I'm going to do is put a few leaves around it, just to disguise it a little bit. Picked up far too much paint there. Soften it out, lift a bit off, put a bit over there. Then you're helping with the consistency, the continuity of your colours. And I've managed to smudge a bit with my finger there. And just a little bit of a yellowy colour at the top of the petals, and we'll just darken this colouring bit here. I'm using a number 6 brush. You could go to a much smaller one for this. This one's got quite a nice point, so that's okay. And we'll just put a bit more detail on that. Go under there, and there's sort of a little like a slip coming up the stem, like it's another leaf almost. So there we go, there is a little snowdrop for you for a February flower.